and Root has been a fundamental part of the success under Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum. But they're not going to get it right all the time. When you play a reasonably high-risk game, you're going to make some mistakes from time to time. And Ben Stokes asked for the players to reflect on what happened in Rajkot. Root was part of that. It's not the shot that he played to get out in Rajkot. It was when he played it, given the match situation. And the match situation demanded something a little bit different today. The pitch was tended to be quite low after lunch. It was a bit uneven in the morning, but got low. So he cut out some of the shots that we've seen in play, like the scoop and the reverse scoop. He didn't sweep very much, although that's been a very successful part of his game in India. So he played a very orthodox game today with playing, with a vertical bat straight down the line. Didn't take too many risks, absorbed all the pressure that India threw at him. And England needed him because nobody else passed 50. It wasn't straightforward conditions to bat in at all. It's a good attack they're playing against. So they needed Root back to his very best today, and he was.
It was important he got some support. Obviously, we mentioned the likes of Bairstow, who needed runs as well. Ben Folkes weighed in. Ollie Robinson towards the end, staying with him. But en route, and I love this stat, the player with the most test tons against India in history, with 10. Where does this one rank, would you say, Michael?
I think in the context of the game, the context of the morning session, it'll rank pretty high for him. I mean, I can't speak for him. He got a brilliant double hundred in Chennai a couple of years ago. He's played many fantastic innings, but I think he'll be pleased with this one because of what it meant to the team today, and in a series that's still live. And England will feel that they're in a pretty good position after the first day, well in the game. So, yeah, and given the criticism that was flying around after the last game, as I say, his pride will have been dented by that. And he'll have wanted to perform today, and he was brilliant.
You've alluded to it briefly before, but talk to us a little bit more in detail about this pitch, Mike. I mean, have you seen anything like it? Have you ever played on anything like it yourself?
Well, I played in a game that was abandoned after about 10 overs in Jamaica many years ago, so I've seen far worse. It played actually better than it looked. It was significantly more difficult in the morning when the ball was new. After lunch, when the ball got a bit older, it kind of flattened out, really. And the danger was the ball that kept low. Ben Stokes got one of those just on the point of lunch. But generally, actually, when the ball got a bit older after lunch, it flattened out. It was quite difficult to score because the bounce was low, but it wasn't that threatening. So I think the new ball is very important. The new ball is due tomorrow for India, tomorrow morning. And then when England get a crack at it, Anderson and Robinson, the new ball is going to be very important to try and make 2 or 3 inroads, try and get 2 or 3 wickets to make it a little bit easier for the spinners later on. But pitches are curious things. They can sometimes play a bit better than they look, and this is probably one of those.
Yeah, so early stages of day 2 will be absolutely crucial in then dictating maybe what follows. But England 302.47, where do you think they'd like to get in terms of their first innings total? What would be reasonable?
I think they'll feel that anything 350 and upwards of 350 is a pretty good first innings score on the pitch, given where they were, which was 112 for 5 at lunch, looking like they might not make 200. So that'll be a pretty good recovery from that position. And then it depends, of course, how they bowl. That new ball that I mentioned, really important to try and get some early inroads with that. And of course, India have got some very dangerous players. So if the likes of Jaiswal get in or Rohit Sharma, they can score very quickly, especially against the spinners. But 350, I think, and beyond they'd feel that they were in the game on first innings if they bowl well.